So, I want to understand the buy-to-let market. What is involved in being a landlord? This is quite a big question. Can you please advise me on the following topics? Buy-to-let deposit and mortgage requirement, letting agents' fees and contract on what task letting agent will do, EPC and safety inspections, tenancy deposits, cleaning, maintenance, and anything else I've missed out on. So, if we've got time.
Yeah, I think we need a bit more than a few minutes on that one. I'll give you a general overview. The first point was mortgages and deposits.
Yes.
The average maximum, if you like, for a buy-to-let mortgage is 75%. Right. The reason I say average maximum is that's where you can go to without rates rising substantially. Some lenders will go to 85, but the rates are significantly higher.
Okay.
So that's generally where people go to, 75%, because obviously it makes sense to leverage, especially in the current market when, money's cheap. So that would mean if it's a 100 grand property, they'd need a £25,000 deposit plus costs. So that hopefully covers that one.
That's good.
Their ability for a mortgage will partially depend on their financial position, whether they currently own a home or buy-to-lets. It seems like they'd be a first-time landlord.
So, yes.
If they don't already own a home, then they'd be a first-time buyer as well, and that does rule some lenders out, and it would be more about their financial position. If they own a home, then it becomes less about their financial position slightly because they've got a bit more security.
Yeah. Okay.
And buy-to-let lenders do tend to be more flexible than residential lenders. What was the second point?
We had letting agent fees.
Okay, letting agent fees differ depending on the location, mostly.
Yeah.
Some of them in London are exorbitant, up to 20%, which I just think is ridiculous, but people pay it. But generally, you'll find outside of London, you're looking at 8 to 10%. They said so far as what the letting agent will do, there's lettings and management, or just lettings, or just management. Lettings meaning they find the tenant and sign them up. Management means they manage the property and look after maintenance and things like that as well. Right. So hopefully that covers that one off. It would depend on where they're looking to buy so far as what a cost-effective agent is. Some charge a lot more, but in some cases do a better job than the ones that charge much less.
And would you recommend getting a letting agent who does the management and everything as well?
Depends on their situation, and whether it's required. Generally, we recommend it as a good option to have full lettings and management in place if they don't want to be going to the property all the time.
Yeah.
So that's, it depends on how involved they want to be.
Okay, and then we had EPC / safety inspections.
Yep, so that EPC meaning the energy ratings and safety inspections. So EPC would need to be done on a yearly basis. Generally, you can get guidance on that from the local council on what's needed and who can do that for you. It's generally fairly cheap to do it. Okay. But they're really getting down into the nitty-gritty of actually owning the property. I'd say probably before starting to think about things like EPCs and safety checks is, where are they going to buy? How much money do they have? What's their goal? What's their strategy? Focus more on the goals rather than the product, I would say. Yeah. Really focus more on what they're looking to achieve from buy-to-let. What's their investment or financial goal rather than, how much is a safety check going to cost me?
Exactly. Well, we've got cleaning and maintenance here. I think that sort of comes under that bracket.
Basket, I think.
Anything else they've missed out on is their final question. Is there any other pieces of advice?
Look, I'd say just that the main thing I would say is that they've missed out on is the strategy side of things. Sure. Investing in property should be a business. It should be about achieving financial goals, not just wanting to own a buy-to-let so you can talk about it at dinner parties.
Right.
So focusing more on what the goals are, what the strategy is, how they can achieve that, and then finding the right assets to fit in with that. And then they can look at things like what the costs are going to be for that particular asset.
That's great. Thanks very much, Paul.